Funding for this program was provided by United World Foundation. Information is available about the sponsors of this program at www.cem-publictelevision.com.
Welcome back to The Heart of Art. This is part 2 of my show with playwright Katrine Fu. Katrine, you have written a lot about the Cambodian genocide. What first drew you to this topic?
Well, in the late 1980s, there was a story about a group of Cambodian refugee women in the United States who suffered from psychosomatic blindness after what they witnessed during the Khmer Rouge regime. And it was mysterious. When they were tested, their brainwaves were moving, but they could not see. And of course, at first, the doctors thought that they were malingering. And I was very interested in that story, and I started talking to a lot of refugees in the United States. I spent a lot of time in the Bronx, and then also went to Long Beach, California, where this incident occurred. I met Dr. Heng Noor, who was the man who starred in The Killing Fields and who won the Academy Award. And I began this inquiry that led to me writing Eyes of the Heart, which was my first play.
And that was developed for Lifetime Television. And yes. You also have written another play, Silence of God, about Pol Pot, and then Photographs from S21. Now, we are going to excerpt that play. It's a short play. We'll have the beginning, middle, and end of this play, and Katrine will advance the action between these excerpts. But it's really an incredibly powerful play. Will be acted by 2 wonderful actors, Jose Gamo and Michelle Ong, and we'll also be joined by a marvelous smot singer. Her name is Srey Pov Phoeun. I apologize if I'm not saying it correctly. Smot chanting is 5th century Buddhist chanting that was integral to the Buddhist faith there in Cambodia. And under Pol Pot, who in Silence of God you paint him out as, kind of grandfatherly. He's just the most lovely genocidist going. He's just, it's really amazing because he had this reputation of being a very fatherly, grandfatherly type of person.
Well, it was really heartbreaking. I saw footage. I met a journalist called Nate Thayer who followed Pol Pot and who gave me some footage at the end of his life. And Pol Pot had the quality of being able to convince people by his soft-spoken, sort of teacherly attitude. And, there's footage of him holding up his hand saying, "I never killed a man." So the incongruity of his persona and the horror that he did was pretty striking.
Well, you also wrote an opera about, we'll just touch upon Where Elephants Weep, which was commissioned by Cambodia Living Arts, performed in Phnom Penh. The composer is Kim Sopi.
Him Sopi.
Yeah. And then the second opera that you wrote, called New Arrivals, you wrote in 2012 with a marvelous American composer by the name of John Glover. And I'll be performing an excerpt from this opera. And it is based on a true story of a Cambodian refugee who left Phnom Penh in 1975, moved to Houston, and this is her story and part of other people's stories. And so the aria that I'm going to sing is the story of a Nigerian woman who was orphaned in the Nigerian Civil War. Her name is Iris, and I'll be singing Iris's aria from New Arrivals, and joining me at the piano is Eric Sedgwick.
my dream.
On a road where the oil flares, my mother walks. With words she dares. She's brave like thunder when she protests. My dream, a school I'll build where tables gleam, gleam. I'll make it myself from hope. They hung her from a tree, a rope. The boughs, they cried, the school I will make will be for her. Our blossoming will be our own mothers. You, my students, you will be flowers. I went from orphan to teacher. My students, you will be flowers. If you don't understand the math, my second mother told me, stay after school, find the teacher, don't leave until you do. Sometimes it's night outside when you leave, but you will know it. Pass it on. Pass it on. Pass it on.
Eric Sedgwick at the piano.
Now, Katrine, you've written a short play about a terrifying topic, and it's the Khmer Rouge's notorious killing factory called S21. S21 was it was at Twol Slang, and it had been a school. Twol means a hillock, and Slang is a poisonous tree. And people were brought in, 20,000 people were brought in, only 12 survived. They were tortured. They confessed to treason and crimes that they did not commit. They named names and thinking that they would be released, but in fact, that did not happen. And entire families were killed. Everybody was killed. There were to be no one to seek retribution, but even more so, there would be no one to mourn the death. And as in the Buddhist faith, someone must mourn your death. And if so this was really tragic. And actually, when the Vietnam came and took over Phnom Penh, they found these killing fields. And the Buddhist monks came who were surviving, the Buddhist monks, and they performed rituals for these people who died so that they could reincarnate. So we're going to be showing you some excerpts from the beginning, middle, and end of photographs from S21. So Katrine, if you could just set it up for a minute to tell us what's going on so we can set up this opening excerpt.
Sure. So in this extermination center, before people were killed, their photographs were taken. And oddly enough, at the Museum of Modern Art in 1997, there was a very controversial exhibit in which 22 of these photos taken by the Khmer Rouge were exhibited at MoMA. And so this play is about 2 of those photographs coming to life in the museum. And it speaks to my own desire when I wrote it to finding a way to find some piece or some way to explain 1.7 million to 2 million wandering ghosts.
Well, now I'd like to welcome to the stage 2 wonderful young actors, Michelle Ang and Jose Gamo, who will be portraying the young man and young woman in these photographs. This is the opening scene from photographs from S21, written by Katrine Fu.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The museum is now closed. Please make your way to the exits. Thank you for visiting the Museum of Modern Art. We hope to see you again soon.
I can't go on.
What did you say?
I don't know where I am.
Me neither.
Who are you? All day long I listen to voices. I understand nothing, but I understand you.
I am across from you on the wall. Look, can you see me?
No, my eyes are weak. They blindfolded me for a long time, then suddenly they took off the blindfold and took my photo.
Yes, the same with me. But I can see you.
Who are you?
A photograph on the wall like you.
It is unbearable. During the day the people pass, they stare into my eyes. At night there is no air, like the inside of a cushion.
Would you like to move from where you are and meet me in the center of the room? There is a bench, then you could see me.
I can't move.
Try, and I will try.
I don't know who you are.
I speak your language.
They spoke my language.
Who?
The Khmer Rouge.
I'm not Khmer Rouge. Look, no red scarf. That's why I'm here. I ran away. Do you want me to describe you so that you know I can see you?
No, I am ashamed.
Why?
My black pajamas.
I wear the same.
The number they pinned on me.
I am number 3.
My number is much longer.
Oh, yes. There is also a date on your identification. It says 17578.
You must have very good eyesight.
Thank you. I have been staring at you for a long time. You are always there, except when the crowds become big and block you or the guard turns off the light. I see so many things in your eyes now. Fear, determination, beauty, surprise. Your eyes are like water in a lake that reflects the passing seasons. I have begun to see you like that.
The date on my identification is May 17th, 1978.
There is something strange at the bottom of your picture. It is blurred. I cannot make it out.
No.
I see it, something just inside the frame, moving skyward.
No, there is nothing. My husband cried when they killed his mother.
They killed you if you cried.
I know. In the labor camp. They cracked her skull with a shovel because she was too slow working. We could not even bury her. So now she has come out, a restless ghost.
Would you explain, define a restless ghost so that the audience will understand what this means in context of the play?
Well, in the way that people died during the Khmer Rouge genocide, there was no proper burial or ceremony. And what I was interested in exploring in this play is that with incense and smoke rising to the heavens, that's a way that the soul is released. And so there are things that need to happen within the tradition in Cambodia for somebody who's brutally killed to have the possibility of moving on towards reincarnation.
Well, the spirit actually seeks resolution because it needs to know if it was guilty of any wrongdoing, and without being pardoned or forgiven, they're stuck in limbo. They can't go on. So in this next section, they do something called coining, which we're not familiar with. We have a few moments. Could you explain that?
Well, it's a dermal technique that Cambodians use where they'll use a coin and put oil on their skin and rub it to try to achieve a sort of heating sensation that will make them feel better.
It's actually, in a Chinese medicine, the coin is supposed to be letting out the wind because they believe that negative energy enters the body through wind, so they coin one another. And in this country, when they would see coining, they thought it was some sort of a form of
Child
abuse. But this is something that is very prevalent today in Cambodia. So now we're ready for the next excerpt from photographs from S21 featuring Michelle Ong and Jose Gamo.
Hey, you did it. Please, come sit down. This is comfortable.
No, let me stand for a moment. I'm dizzy.
You want me to coin you?
No.
I have a coin. I sewed this little pocket when I returned from the labor camp to my grandmother's. I had heard she was dying, and they gave me permission to go see her. I asked her for a needle and thread, and I made a secret pocket. I hid some gold she gave me and some coins. My lighter. A lot of good it did me. Come on, sit down. Here, give me your arm. I'm sorry, I don't have any oil. How does it feel?
I do not believe it.
What do you mean?
I am in a dream.
No, you're in America.
America?
You know, rich people. Lots of cars, Willie Nelson.
Now, in the intervening segments, this young woman, we find out, is actually afraid that this young man might be Khmer Rouge, because in this S21, the guards themselves were often killed. About a third of them were killed. And just so you know, the perpetrators of these atrocities were about 12 or 13 years old. They were easily brainwashed into believing that the center party told them the truth, and that the people who were brought in were enemies of the state and needed to be executed. So we also learned that the young man's name is Vuti, and we learn about the color of mourning, which was white, the ceremonial washing of hands, which you had talked about before with incense, but about ancestors. In the Buddhist faith, the ancestors follow you, so they follow their descendants. So this young man has these articles with him, and perhaps, when you were writing this, you were thinking that the ancestors saw forward when the young man did not. So this is very interesting last segment from the play, and we will be joined at the very end by this wonderful smot chanter, Srey Pov Phoeun, who will be singing a smot chant for the come out, for the restless ghosts, to mourn their loss and to mourn the loss of so many at the hands of the Khmer Rouge. So we are ready for the final excerpt from photographs from S21 featuring Michelle Ong, Jose Gamo, and Srey Pov Phoeun.
Where are you going? Please don't leave me here. You don't know what can happen.
I just want to see what is nearby. The people always seem to be passing through on their way to something called Picasso.
Vuti! Come back! Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no!
Darling, what's happened? What's wrong? Well, I'll tell you what I saw next door. More photographs of horses, of flowers, of bananas, just bananas. A boy swimming, a girl dancing, cars. We're in America. Dirt. There were photos of dirt, yes. Hills, houses, square houses with windows, airplanes, old people with lots of wrinkles, a little girl with a short dress, a bicycle, a woman with a hat smoking a cigarette, a city with many lights. Walls and walls of this. I stopped when I heard your screaming, but it went on and on. I want to show you. It's easy. Just follow me. We'll go past the photographs and find a door, or perhaps we don't need doors since we're ghosts.
How can I be dead and feel like this? What happened to you?
Shocked me with an electric current, starved me, shackled me to the other men, made me sleep in my own...
Why did they send you to S21?
I ran away from the camp. I ate insects and rats, slept underwater. You want to know my real crime? I stayed alive.
And after they took off the blindfold?
My blood joined the blood of the others on the floor.
Futi,
Yes?
you saw right. There was something at the bottom of my photo. A child's hand.
Oh, yes. I looked at it for so long.
They took off the blindfold. My daughter reached up to me. I did not move, did not move. They shot her first. I did not protect her. She reached up her hand.
Come. We don't want to be ghosts, haunting people at night, making them afraid to fall asleep.
I have no one left to haunt. All my family is gone.
We must have some peace, darling.
I don't
A
deserve...
proper funeral for us.
I don't deserve peace. Are we outside?
Yes. The cement feels strange on my feet.
Rough. Is it raining?
No. It is a fountain. A proper funeral for us, or we will remain ghosts. Come, stand in the water. Close your eyes.
When I am newly born in my next life, I will still remember the Khmer Rouge.
Srey ơi san srey con cầm pri bắt mặt đai pum nghi san chăm ba ឲ្យកូនកើតទុកនៅម្នាក់ឯងក្តីសោកសង្រែងតែងជាប់នៅកូនស្ដាយនាងម្ដាយអត់ឧបមាទឹកដង់មេដាមានគុណថ្លៃមច្ចុរាជមកផ្ដាច់អត់សំចៃម៉ែអើយសប្ថ្ងៃកូនកំព្រីម៉ែអើយកូនស្ដាយនាងម្លេះទេកូនស្ដាយអ្នកម៉ាអត់មានស្បើសពថ្ងៃទុកកូនពុំលហើយលហើយប្រត់មកទៅហើយឃើញតាឆ្អឹង
Today's show. I do want you to know that Srey Pov is in a feature documentary by Great Pond Productions called Angkor's Children, and she's here in the United States for their premiere this coming week. I'd like to thank Katrine Fu for gracing the stage with us today and all her wonderful works, and I'd like to thank all of you and these wonderful young performers for sharing their talents with us. Until we meet again, may the art in your heart blossom and grow. Good night.
Funding for this program was provided by United World Foundation. Information is available about the sponsors of this program at www.cem-publictelevision.com.